All right, guys, so here we go. We are finally live. Today, we're going to continue where we left off yesterday. Though it says part 1, this is part 2, but I'm going to go over again part 1 for Emily herself so she can catch up. All right, so let's go ahead and relink our folder that we created yesterday. So site, new site. Don't worry about the site name. You're going to hit the little folder icon. And the folder we created yesterday was fun. And in advancing, we're going to go ahead and link our image folder. All right, so now over here we got it. If it pops up that, what is that thing? Hold on. What's that window on the bottom right that I say you don't need? Is it DOM or something? Yeah. No. Go ahead, you can close that for now because when we get to CSS, it will be a little bit better so you can see everything. All right, so where we left off yesterday is we created the index.html page, which looks like this. And then also, if you take a look under your CSS folder, you will notice your styles.css is also located in there. I'll give you guys a second while you link everything up. All right, we will go over a review again of how to organize those divs. All right. Again, when we do these divs, think of them as containers. They're going to hold every aspect of your website in them. It's just an easier way to structure a website. Now, once you get the hang of div tags, you can actually place them wherever you want. You can have multiple containers. You can have a left container, a right container. And you'll see how to do that when we start doing dual text columns. Yes, sir. We're going to get to that in a second. You're going to leave right there. Okay? All right. If you were not here, don't worry about it. We're going to do a whole nother website. Or not website, I'm sorry, another page. So we're going to go ahead and link them with the nav bar here.
Isn't this how you link? You go to this page and link? Okay.
Hit cancel. What are we trying to do? Go to files. I know, but go files. So go to minimize this. Minimize Dreamweaver. Where's the folder at? All right. Go to Dreamweaver. All right, I see. All right, so we've got that. We have index. Don't worry, we'll create another CSS. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and create a new page for this. Let's go ahead and go to File, New, HTML. Hit Create. Let's go to File, Save As, and save it right away in our folder. Again, this is just a test, like a sample website. We're going to have a lot of things on here. What do we want to make this page about? About Wednesday? No, there's always too much about Wednesday.
Always. I already gave it Wednesday.
What's something coming up here in the next couple days? Snow coming. We can do snow coming. Let's go ahead and do snow coming. So let's label this snowco.html. All right, hit save. You'll now notice over on the right side, you have two pages. You've got your index.html and your snowco. All right. Now let's go ahead. I know you can copy and paste your divs and script from last page, but for good practice, let's go ahead and recreate it for now. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our insert window or tab on the right. Make sure you are in design view on the right side, not live, because if you're in live, you won't be able to maneuver around here. And let's go ahead and insert a div. And again, we want to put ID. And what was the name again that we wanted it to be called? Container. Yep. Do the div IDs. Now, while it's highlighted, we want to arrow to the left so we can put the insertion point in front of the C for content for container goes here. And we're going to insert another div. And remember, as you put stuff in the container, it floats up to the top. All right, so the top most part of a website usually is the header. So let's go and throw that in there. Header. And again, we're going to arrow left and down because we want to put everything in the container. We do not want to put things in the header that's in the container. Everything individually in the container. So I'm going to put my insertion point again in front of content for ID container goes here. Make another div. We're going to name it nav for the nav bar. Left and down. And the last one, we're going to go and say body or text, whichever. You will know you're correct with your divs if you look down in your script where your header, nav, and body are on the same indent as each other, and they're all located inside the container itself. All right, and again, all you have to do, if you click the closing tabs of div, you will see where the opening tag is. All right. If we wanted this page to look exactly like our home page, all we would have to do is just link the style sheet that we created, correct? It has the same divs, right?
Yeah.
So to make it look exactly the same. So let's go ahead and see if we can do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to that CSS designer. We're going to click source, and we're going to attach an existing CSS file. Now, Emily, I know you don't have one. Don't worry. This is just for demonstration purposes. We will be creating another one after this. All right? So we're going to attach an existing CSS. It's going to ask you, where is that existing CSS located? You're going to hit browse. You're going to go to your folder for CSS. Find it, hit OK. Hit OK, and then notice it is all there. It looks exactly like your home page. All right, that's the whole point of a style sheet, so you can apply it to multiple pages to keep it consistent. All right. Now let's say we did not want to use one that we had. We want to create a whole new one. Okay, let's go ahead and hit that subtraction sign next to sources at the top. It will go ahead and delete that. And now let's go ahead and create a new one. And let's go ahead and go into our CSS folder, and let's label this style2.css. So now you will notice that your CSS style sheet is located under sources. Media, we're going to go ahead and skip down to. And now, again, when you apply something, it's only going to be to that specific tag. All right? Things to take note of, again, once we created this style sheet. Dreamweaver has actually created that style sheet for you. Remember when we were doing HTML scripting, we did this in Notepad. Well, in Dreamweaver, it has its own tab up at the top for its CSS style sheet. All right, and notice down here in your split view, it's begun, but obviously we have nothing in it. All right, let's go back to source code, and let's distinguish how wide we want our container to be. All right, and again, the easiest way to select your divs is down at that bottom bar down here. All right, at that bottom bar, you will see all your divs. You'll see like div with an arrow pointing towards pound container or hashtag. If you click that, it will outline your container. And now let's go ahead and start giving it attributes. So in order to do that is we need to define it in the selectors. So we're going to hit the plus sign. It will say hashtag container, which is what we want. Click off it. Click it to activate it. And now you will notice you have all your properties on the bottom right.
Remember, you have to take away the show thing for us since ours is reset. uncheck something.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, since yours does that deep freeze, your properties will not show up until you uncheck that show set. All right. So here we go. Let's go ahead and make our width. Again, I use pixels. You can use percent if you'd like. I like pixels itself. Actually, you know what? For demonstration purposes, let's use percent just so I can show you what it looks like. So go ahead and choose percent and choose 80%. All right, notice it kind of shrunk itself on the right side. On mine it did, at least. Yours might be different due to your screen. Actually, it shouldn't even matter because it should be 80% of your screen.
Right.
Take that back. I'm an idiot. Yeah. Now what we want to do is we want to center it no matter how big or resolution a monitor is. We're going to go down to margin. We're going to set those to auto. And then notice up at the top, your div now has these margins on the outside. Left and right only. You don't need top and bottom. All right, yeah, just your left and right margin. So now, just so we can see what this percent thing does, let's go ahead and change the background of our container. So we're still in our container selector here. We're going to scroll down to where it says background color. And just go ahead and choose a color. Oh, I chose black for some stupid reason. Try that again. Hit enter. There you go. And hit F12. It'll tell you to save them. And now notice, take a look up on my screen, as I make my window bigger or smaller, it doesn't matter, it will take up 80% of it. All right? As opposed to if you go to your index page, hold on, let me go ahead and give up this a border here real quick so you guys can see it. All right, and as you can see on here, this is what it is, the difference between pixels and percent. This is 800 pixels. Yes, it's staying centered, but notice if I go smaller than 800 pixels, it does not readjust its size, as opposed to this one with percent, and no matter how small I get, it's going to keep taking up 80% of it. So again, that's up to you how you want to structure your website. I usually just stay with pixels myself. All right? So let's go ahead and learn now how to go ahead and make a navigation bar between these two pages itself. Okay? You can do it very simple by just doing, words and then space in between, kind of like how you had in your tutorials in the book. I'm going to go and show you a way that you're going to be like, Wysick, that looked like too many steps to do. But it's an easy way to go ahead and space them out. All right. I'm going to go to my index page.
You're on the wrong example. You're on the first one we did.
Yeah, the index page, home page. All right. Again, I know you just do this for your second page. It'll work. All right. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my background color so you guys can see what I'm doing here. There we go. All right. In the content for nav goes here. Go ahead and put home. Hit enter. And type snow cone. Now, obviously, as we create more and more pages, we will be adding more and more to this list. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, guys, is I'm going to create an unordered list, and we're going to modify what that list looks like with CSS.
You want to do the header? Oh, you did it with fixes.
If you want, yeah. If you want, like I said, you'll have time to do this. Here, watch this. Let me go ahead and do something real quick. Not sure.
You know how you can bring people from different schools to the dance school?
Yeah.
If they're a college student, what do you have to go? Do you have to give it to like their dean or whatever? Because it says at the bottom, if your guest is enrolled in college, he or she may be present to accept a college ID and proof of age in order to attend that. But that's it. I mean, I don't know, maybe she needs to fill out all this stuff.
No, all she needs to do is just show that she's a college.
So she doesn't, you know, she gets this already.
There you go. All right, there. So that is indexed. I caught up. All right. So we got 2 pages. Let's go ahead and highlight them and turn them into an unordered list. So all you do is highlight, come down to the bottom in your property inspector, and go ahead and click unordered list. You'll now have bullets.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Highlight the words, hit the unordered list.
The words.
You just need to make those words stand out. Like I told you, these are good. All right. Now we are going to manipulate what this looks like. All right. There are 2 things, guys, that we have here. One is going to be the unordered list itself, and then one thing is going to be the list items. So let's go ahead with it highlighted. Go over to selector and hit the plus sign. Notice inside that selector, it says hashtag nav ULLI. All right. Since we do not want to affect every single unordered list we do on this page, we're going to specifically tell it to only affect the unordered list inside the nav bar. So go ahead and delete just the LI. Click off and then click back on. And we're going to go and drop down.
Wait,
Yes, sir.
So it should be hashtag container, hashtag nav, right?
Hashtag. Oh, it should be container. Why didn't mine have container?
Ah,
It should be hashtag container, hashtag nav. You're right.
that's right.
Yep. Hit Control C to undo that, guys. I apologize.
So what should be highlighted? What do we highlight that? We get the nav bar.
All right. So down at the bottom, click UL. And when you click UL, it will, and you hit add a selector, it will do hashtag container, hashtag nav.
Wait, where's the UL?
Down at the bottom where you can like hit those arrows or whatnot.
There you go.
And then hit add. Did it pop up container nav?
Yeah.
All right. Click off. Click back on. Now the UL itself is like how it looks, not necessarily the list items itself. So all we're going to do is normally a horizontal nav bar doesn't have bullet points. So we're going to go ahead and take away those bullet points, which is located.
So are we modifying the container nav or the container nav UL?
UL. Hold on. Can't remember the name of that thing. Give me 1 second, because you have to add it yourself. It's like display or something, I want to say. No, it's not. Don't do that. Is it in
Green
layout?
out oranges, so that makes it go in the first section. And that's it. She doesn't need to do anything else. Change schedules. There you go. That's all you need.
Just so you know.
Hey, Detective Dorsey, I have a question.
Did we talk to this?
Kind of.
We'll talk to you after class.
Alright. He's not teaching. That's why I asked. He's looking for.
It's going from CC to this, man. They threw me off, bud.
They'll be there next week. Yeah, they're going home with you.
Well, there's the right way to do it, and it's the asshole.
You throw yourself.
It's weird because I used to come in after UIC.
Hey, he can be.
You want to go to UIC?
It was an option.
Like, do you want to go there?
I would still here.
I got somebody the other day, so I'm gonna apply there, and I applied there to one of them. All of them said I'm here, I can go there, but I'm 21 days. It's the best part.
Where do you want to go? What? Did you apply there? Okay.
Not just one apply there.
Why?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm taking the year off and being able to figure out how to keep my house. So I had to figure it out. And I mean, since I can't even say that, I gotta
Give it up.
Let's try to do this again. If you're gonna bring a date, I'm gonna make like the dance. They're from college. They're like in college.
You have to approve.
They're like, you have to give it like, like you have to fill out all the stuff and give it to her. Good job.
I have it.
I don't just wasn't sure.
I don't know.
Including this. Oh, no.
Someone's DECA 2015, is that mean for
You know, tips
start
are
of the year or at the end of the
you
year?
don't have to do with anything with Cerberus or anything. Tips are just they just have to do with anything with Cerberus or anything. It's like the speaking is just literally just nothing. Because you're about to serve or
If you're that good of a server,
on the growth scale of how many people have done it on the survey, there is no.
All right, let's try this. Let's see if I got it.
There's some,
So underneath properties, excellent. Type in down to more. Type in list dash style dash type.
wait, can you repeat that? Right, you lost all of it.
And you're gonna hit none.
Go back.
What? You said
Right.
I know.
Yeah, right.
You're gonna go down to add properties.
Okay.
You're gonna type in list dash style dash type. It's gonna auto fill it in for you.
And then extra.
And then it's gonna say what type. Like if you go into that type of option, that's what your border can look like.
That's cool. I'll be happy.
All right.
Does it matter?
Oh, we can
You want to change it to none. When you turn it to none, your bullet points will go away.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
That's what-
we can
Like,
like
literally,
input one.
changes none.
We can-
Yeah, I know. But again, we're making a nav bar, not necessarily making the owner list. All right, so there you go. We've got them now without any bullet points. Let's go ahead now and select the UL again. Do another selector. And this time we want to have it nav on container nav ULLI. Because now we want it to affect what the list items look like itself.
You should say nav slash hashtag nav ULLI, right? All one word or
Is it
separate?
container nav? ULL?
Container nav ULLI.
If you type LI after it, if it doesn't pop up.
Space.
It should be a space.
But if you type space LI.
Yes. It should show up, yeah. I was scared too, but there it is.
All right.
Ta-da.
Again, you're going to go down to more properties, add property. You will type in display. This is how the list items are going to be displayed. There is an option for inline.
That's ULLI.
You have to type the LI.
You have to
You
type
have to type the LI. Space LI. Ooh, I like that. That looks cool.
Once you now have it side by side, I know you could have just typed one in, hit space, hit, and you know, all that. But here's the thing. As you start adding to it, we got rid of the bullet points, put them in line, and now it's set up for you to add other pages. And also, underneath the LI, again, if you go up to margins, and click the slider, you can start spreading them out left and right of each other. So once you know how many pages you can actually have, you can start adding space in between each one of your links.
Oh, that was, I was lost for a split second. I go, wait, what's that? I like the space.
Yes, sir.
Margin and then
Huh?
the right one that you will use to center it. That one, and then you just.
Is it in text? Oh,
And it
all right.
changes.
The display function is under the text.
Yeah.
All right. If you want to add two for snow coming, what's another thing we can talk about?
Spirit week.
Spirit Week?
Yeah.
But there, we have one.
Yeah.
All right, we can do Spirit Week. Now, instead of space, you would hit enter in between each one. Give me another thing. You hit enter because you're making a new item in the list. And every time you hit it, it will automatically space it out for you. Here's one down. Look in your split code down there.
Make sure you insert the LI because now you're creating the key tag. So make sure you're still in the LI.
All right, the last thing I want to show you before I give you an assignment with Spirit Week is how to go ahead and link, and you should already know how to do that. You're going to go to your files, double-click the word home, and drag the crosshairs up to index. That's linked. Highlight snow coming. Drag it up to snowcode.html. All right, so what I want you to do is just set up your divs for the Spirit Week, make a new CSS style sheet for it, and link all pages to each other. All right, I know we didn't get to Photoshop.
Wait, the home.
All right, meaning bringing in banners. We will do that next week, along with maybe getting into hover effects and like the properties of links itself. All right. Again, I know it's a lot being thrown at you guys.